Hello guys and welcome back to the STPL. You're joining us for bwL versus ReV. ReV taking game number 1 there, and this is going to bring us into game number 2, which is going to be a TVP between the clan leader of ReV, who did sub for the camper, Incomplete, and Kingdom for bwL, the clan leader of bwL.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of leaders battling against each other. I think I would maybe side with Kingdom. It's easy to side against ReV, honestly, this season. Not because they're not badass people, but because they haven't won a game yet. So
Yeah.
for bwL, I don't know. It's hard to see them kind of losing this, especially starting out up 1-0, but we'll see. Because anything can happen, Kicks. The magic of Brood War.
It can indeed, and also we're going to be heading into a bit of a funky map that a lot of people may not have seen before. But just to quickly announce our players, I know I did mention it before, but just have a look at their stats. Kingdom currently 2 for 2 this round in the STPL. He's 1 for 2 against Terran though, so maybe a little bit of a weakness here in his PvT. He's been up against some strong opponents. Incomplete, a very cool guy himself. He's been one of the sort of linchpins of the STPL, actually. Puts in a lot of effort with his clan leading and everything. He did a really good interview back when I was doing them for round 1 as well, so if you want to check that out, that's in the thread. But he is currently 0 for 1. He used to be Protoss, switched to Terran recently to try and round out his roster as well. That's another thing he did to try and benefit his team, which is kind of cool. So regardless, we're going to be moving into map number 2, which is going to be on Plasma, one of our 3-player maps for round number 3. Plasma has a lot of unwalkable terrain to begin with. It's kind of like a semi-island map. The natural very far away from the main, and well, it's not super far away, but it's kind of hard to attack over there very early on, so it doesn't really matter too much. We've seen some fantastic games on here so far. I've only seen 2 PvTs though, so hopefully this should be a good one as well. And without further ado, let's get into game number 2. It's Kingdom versus Incomplete on Plasma. And starting us off in the top left-hand position, we do have the clan leader for ReV, repping his team here in the blue. It's Incomplete.
And his opponent in the green teal. I think the technical color for this is Malachite, but that color is Kingdom. Playing Protoss. Sick.
Yeah, historically Kingdom has been a pretty strong Protoss in the North American scene, and obviously not on the same sort of level as Dragon, but he's up there. He has had a little bit of a weird time with Brood War recently, not showing the results in the STPL that maybe he was hoping to. He did play for he played for Naz to start with, and then something happened, so he splintered off, made his own team, and that's where Brood War Life are from. So kind of good in a way that he left, because then when we got more North American players joining the STPL, that was kind of the region that was really underrepresented, I would say. So it's all good.
How old is this map, Kicks? This map has to be 10 years old.
Yep, 2008.
Haha, wrecked. Yeah. So this map is very, very old for a couple of reasons. So I was looking at some of the potential ASL Season 7 maps, and I'm just like, because we're trying some new stuff, right? And I'm just saying that like they took a page out of the Kicks books, and they're like trying to rewind it. But I'm like, every time I see a map that died a death of old age like 10 years ago, I just say to myself, like, either I'm watching a Kicks tournament or I'm watching old VODs of Rauda's Weird Map League, because I have nothing better to do. And so I'm sad to say that you're infecting other tournament organizers around the world, Kicks, and that this is part of you're part of the problem, Kicks. Why do I have to watch games on Plasma now? Okay, if you want to look at it that way, sure. It depends on whether you're trying to like keep the game alive or kill it, but you're right. There's more than one way to look at it.
Yeah, there's multiple ways of enjoying Brood War. Obviously, ASL has started looking at more wacky maps. Part of the reason to take down Flash, because on standard maps he is the absolute king. Obviously.
What was the name of that map where your worker, if it scouted up the ramp, it picked up a little bit of a flag?
Oh,
and that made the worker visible on the map?
I can't remember the name of it. It begins with an L.
Pick that up. It's not Call. It's
Labyrinth
I forget what it was.
something.
Yeah, I think it was called Labyrinth.
It was a
They tried
5-player
to bring
map.
that out, yeah, last season, and everybody's just like, "What are you doing?"
Thing is, genuinely,
And
that
then Kix tried to put it in the map pool for STPL, and everybody said the same. No, I'm just kidding.
no, genuinely that was a cool idea for a map, but the trouble is they couldn't quite get the mechanics right for it, which is why they.
Oh, the coding was so bad. It was unreal.
Yeah, it's a really clever idea though, because if you leave your base, you have to pick up the flag. But when you have the flag, your worker is visible to the enemy. So there's like a little bit of a weird cat and mouse situation of, do I go and scout with this worker? Because if you kill the worker, the flag goes back to where it was. So you can like even temporarily open the way down your ramp to get your units out, and then close it back up by killing the worker. There's a lot of different things you can do with that kind of thing, but they didn't quite work it out. Hopefully someone will keep doing it. But
yeah, we're starting to actually see things happen in the game.
Yeah.
So to bring things back onto why this map is super weird, to not just talk about random weird maps, is that the eggs blocking the close paths by land make it an island map to start out with, and then you break down those with splash damage, you get shuttles or something out, and then it makes it keeps it from being an island map anymore, and you can push with these huge land armies that you've macroed. This is about as close as you can get to like a No Rush 15 kind of map, because once you break everything open, you've got these huge armies that have sort of been bottled up, and like a champagne bottle, they just kind of like explode out onto the rest of the map and cover it with your army units.
Okay. One thing I will explain about this map, and this is kind of like a bwL mechanic that a lot of newer players won't know, is you may have seen that the SCV glid? That's not the right word. Glided?
Glitched, glided,
yeah, okay.
glid.
Either way,
glid.
You can see the probe doing it there as well. The probe also did it to the SCV on the ramp. If you have vision of a mineral field or a Vespene geyser with a worker or with any unit, if you right-click a worker wherever it is on the map, it will go into the sort of form of its mining, so it loses all collision, which is why they don't bump into each other when they're mining minerals. And it allows it to pass through objects, including neutral eggs and things like that, as well as enemy units. So that's why you saw the probe go through the SCV there. Just kind of an important thing to point out, because I know there's a lot of people that don't really understand that. So it's kind of cool to be able to explain that a little bit.
Thank you for explaining that. Now that people understand how this, well, in truth, I don't think anybody actually understands how this map works. The number of times I'll see players just like they'll voluntarily break through a big egg wall and then die to the enemy army that comes from the other side. I'm like, I don't think that's the way you're supposed to play this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely not a map that's been figured out, because once the map isn't played for 10 years, like people don't learn better how to play on it. So I don't know what to expect here, but we do have a little bit of a.
I will say that if there's one person in this game that's figured out this map, it's Incomplete. He's going for 2-fact, which is like, well, why would you do that? You can't break through the eggs, but it's because he's going for a dropship behind this. This allows him to ferry his units over. There's a lot of high ground pods you can even drop in the weird like little panda zoos that you can kind of see off to the left hand, the bottom, middle, and the top side of the map. And that's an area that Dragoons can't get to early game. So as you can see, a Vulture coming in with mines going to block off some of the forward Dragoons from being able to get back into the base. And there's going to be a tank dropping in the main as well. Now, how much damage is this going to do? This is just round number 1. But good micro so far by Incomplete.
Yeah, no, I'm actually really impressed by this, especially with mines and the mineral lines. You have to be so careful about where you put your Dragoons. But actually really good targeting there. He's going to pop the mine up with the Dragoon in the front. Okay, I attributed a little bit too much. This mine is so close to killing his Dragoon on the high ground. But he kills the tank and the dropship. Oh my god! Kingdom, what a god! That's about the most perfect defense of that without losing all your probes that I've seen. Wow, that is beautiful.
Yeah, and Kingdom behind this is going into 3 bases immediately. So Incomplete really did need to do a little bit more damage with that. He got I think he went a little bit too early. He should have waited for about 3 dropships worth. That's how Fancy took down Stalk on this map in 2008 in the Incra OSL Finals. That's obviously why I know about this map and why I love it so much.
Stop it, Kix. Just because you watch every fantasy game doesn't mean that you actually get relevant maps out of it. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all good, but one of the coolest OSL finals, just saying. But either
It
way,
was by far.
there's the second dropship coming in here. Looks like he wants to drop some vultures this time. Now, unfortunately, the Dragoon count is continuing to rise, so it's going to be a little bit harder for the vultures to do too much. There's going to be a Wraith here looking for any form of shuttles or anything to take down the Kingdom. Being sneaky, heading over to this other main, is going to look to build a fourth base over there. And this is going to be when it starts to get really, really tricky.
Yes, well, I mean, the map itself is just always pretty tricky, but yeah, if once you fail one drop, the second and third are going to be weaker than if you had success there, obviously. So the best thing this dropship can do is scout out the other mains, and I think it's actually, oh man, it stopped before it went over there. This Ragnasaur in the middle of the map waylaid it and sent it in a different direction. I thought he was just going to scout the 3 o'clock base, but no, sorry, he got distracted by that neutral creep, and so now he's going to go down to the 6, and that should be. I mean, there's like 4 probes there, so the best case scenario is still not a good one. Oh, wow, he's going to tank. Oh, he's going to mind drag his own probe.
Yeah, I mean, it's still pretty good news by Incomplete, getting more damage done than he realistically should have been able to.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, my dude. So the vultures are going to die here, but not before they kill every single probe down there. And take a Dragoon with him. So yeah, that was a pretty good drop.
Yeah, and he's loading back up once again. I really would like to see him drop some tanks on the high ground and sort of whale down with the Dragoons, drag the Dragoons back in with mines and stuff. But obviously kind of hard to do. Incomplete probably hasn't played this map too much as Terran. I know he does practice a lot for the maps he's playing, so kind of cool to see Incomplete here doing a really good job against Kingdom. Of course, he's behind. He's minded bases, behind him workers, but a good mine going down in the middle line. Good target firing though by Kingdom, gonna take that out. Doesn't want to lose too many workers. But Incomplete, unfortunately, not doing the damage he needs to.
Nope. I think that's kind of the story of this game. And honestly, I agree with what you said earlier, Kix. I think Kingdom is playing this map like almost perfectly. Not only with the defense, because if you don't have your units on the low ground, it just takes a million years to get them down there to defend early drops, but also just make massive expanding, because like if your opponent's going for like this 2-fact, like a large ground army, then he's just gonna have to wait a long time to get it out on the map. And I think finally we're gonna start to see Incomplete use the splash damage from the siege tanks to break through the egg walls and try to push into this close base at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, there is a little bit of a timing here for Incomplete. Unfortunately, if Incomplete had all his units, it would be a little bit stronger, because we're going to see only 5 or 6 gateways, I believe I counted just then, for Kingdom. They've only really just sort of finished building, so not as many units that we could have seen, but you can see he's going onto the high ground pod here with his tanks. This is what I wanted to see a little bit earlier. This is going to make it a little bit easier to push through. Because obviously you can drop onto the low ground, and these high ground tanks are going to be worth their weight in gold here. And Kingdom doesn't see this yet. There's no vision over these tanks.
Man, what happened? Where does he has built an observer this game, right? Like yeah, there's like 2 or 3 of them out on the map. But he just has like none that actually sees the tank. Okay, there we go. Now he's gonna see the tank. Okay, sick. I was like, that guy needs to just be fired from his job as an observer. I don't know if you can fire Protoss units, but he should. So now he's going to see the tanks on the high ground, and with these vultures continuing to be ferried up there, I don't think that this drop is going to go any better than the other ones. He's going to lay some like preemptive mines, but there's just no success to be had here.
Yeah, and there is going to be a shuttle coming in here with some zealots. This is so frustrating. He needs to get some Goliaths up here. He needs to drop his vultures, or he's going to lose all these tanks.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, so he does unsiege, but I mean zealots are still pretty good in that situation. Yeah. And he does pick up 2 of the zealots right as he forces the unsiege. So he's just going to keep forcing siege unsiege with these zealots, and there's nothing that hits air. Does he even have any marines? No, but he does have 3 Goliaths back home.
Now, the one benefit is Incomplete is going to be heading over to the right side of the map to get a look at this expansion. Well, maybe not. He's actually only going to be sending a single vulture around here to have a look. Looks like that's getting a little bit bugged out as well. But there's already a cannon up here, and we saw a fleet leak in there coming in for Kingdom, who's going to be going into double carrier now, adding on another 2 Stargates as well. So there's going to be 4 Stargate carrier. If Incomplete does not do the damage he needs to do to stop this happening soon, he is going to be unable to win this game because he will eventually get overwhelmed by all these carriers.
Well, also, Incomplete's still on 2 bases, and is going up against a 4-base Protoss. So, yeah, eventually this is going to start to get really, really rough. I mean, the good thing for Incomplete rather is that he does already have Goliaths out on the map. So if that count keeps rising, then maybe you're okay. But he's going to get in and scout the carriers.
Yeah, this is such a big moment. This is going to be when he knows he has to push. He has to do some damage now. If he can slow down the Protoss enough before all the carriers come out, obviously, he could be in a very good position. We should see him start to break through those eggs. Obviously, the more carriers you're building at once, the less units or the less money you have for gateway units. But Kingdom is not neglecting this back at home. He's actually adding on another 2 gateways as well, and is going to be looking to supplement his ground army, or supplement his air army with a big ground army behind this. And now it looks like Kingdom has actually got that many probes over at this 4th base, so good usage of sort of harass and maybe various positions of vultures to try and stop the probes getting through. But I mean, this is still looking very, very good for Kingdom.
Yeah, no, Kingdom is really kind of firing on all cylinders right now. The 3rd base that's just now coming up from Incomplete isn't really mining yet, and the Goliath count is just pretty abysmal. So finally, Incomplete has found a way to break through the egg wall. But I just think that on the other side, it's just going to be met by this gigantic Protoss army that's not only going to push him back there, but it's going to buy plenty of time for, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4 Stargate carrier. He's going up to 6 Stargates behind this. Ooh, or 7. Oh my god, yeah. So it's going to be basically infinite carrier numbers, and there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 Goliaths out, which is not going to cut it.
Okay, but the thing is, when you look at the money that Kingdom has, he's spending so much money on carriers that he doesn't actually have that much if he loses these bases. So you can see Incomplete's going for a drop over on the right-hand side. I mean, these first carriers coming in are going to be so important. If he can snipe the tanks down, and if he can break through all of these units, maybe he can make something happen, and it looks like he will. Incomplete, unfortunately, not having the unit count that he needs to, sending too many drops to their death a little bit earlier on, and it looks like Kingdom is going to be able to barrel his way through these units here, and barrel his way to a victory. But you can see that dropship coming in on that 4th base now. Goliath in position to attack the probes. But still, Incomplete is in a very, very awkward situation right now. These carriers heading on over to actually help defend against this as well.
Yeah, so this is going to be pretty much the beginning of the end. Obviously, it's not over yet. There's now 2 SCVs mining from that 3rd base, and a 3-base Terran, man. You can never count these guys. Just kidding. Yeah, the carrier count's going to be gigantic. He's building carriers out of like 4 or 5 Stargates at a time, which is maybe a little excessive, but he's got more than he needs to be able to not only play defensively, but then to kind of explode out offensively. And there's just not gonna look pretty.
Yeah, I mean, Incomplete does have a lot of minerals from his mineral-only base, so he's going to be able to add on a lot of turrets behind this. He's trying to push forward with some extra tanks again, but this is so many ground units for Kingdom. I mean, Kingdom's still being apprehensive. He doesn't have any upgrades, whereas we do have 1-0 for Incomplete, so, I mean, if these tanks can get a decent number of these probes and pull back without losing too much, maybe he can stifle the economy of Kingdom enough.
Now he's just waiting for the carriers. He's got 8 carriers here, Kicks. Like, you know the supply count that a Terran player needs to kill 8 carriers? Like, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
Like many. Yeah, it's so here's carriers killing Terran units. And that's about all we're gonna see here. Actually, there's you know, the Dragoons did just walk up to the siege tanks and die instantly, but everything else is gonna die here, and that's gonna put Incomplete at about 100 supply. So, and this is in the meantime while there's still 4 more carriers in production. So
yeah, it's not looking good for our Terran hero right here. The Nexus actually survives as well. That was 6 or 7 tanks. but not even the cost of one Nexus. Yes, he traded with the ground army, but the ground army isn't the scary thing now. He's up against a critical mass, a bigger than critical mass now of carriers. I mean, this is 10 carriers. There's another 2 coming in from the bottom of the map as well. This is just way too many carriers for poor Incomplete to deal with. And I mean, he can't really expand anymore either. He's only going to have the minerals that he has. He's still adding on a lot of turrets to see if he can try and wear down the economy of Kingdom, but unfortunately there's not even enough turrets here for this many carriers.
Hear me out here, Kicks. Like, you know, these are not pro gamers, so I'm not trying to, you know, talk down about them, but like, you know, these carriers are all on one hotkey. So that means that as they move around the map, they're going to get clumped up, and then you run into Kix's favorite unit, the Valkyrie. You put 10 of those guys, they run up on them, everything dies here, and the Terran player wins the game. That's the only reality I can imagine where these carriers don't run around the map and kill everything.
Trouble is, you'd need like 20 Valkyries to kill carriers. Like, Valkyries do very little damage to carriers. The one benefit that Valkyries do have, though, is if they can hit the carriers while all the interceptors are swarming around them. Well, Valkyries kill interceptors pretty quickly.
All I'm trying to say is we've got Wraith cloaking on the way with +1 ship weapons and 2 starports. So, you know, that you laugh, but that reality does exist. And I want to say that Incomplete is playing this versus carriers thing very well because he's attacking where the carriers are not. They're super slow, and so he is actually dealing critical damage to this 8 o'clock base.
He is, and that's going to be a dead Nexus. The carrier's coming back, but the carriers are slow. They're going to take a long time to get back home. He's actually doing a really good job keeping the numbers of the ground units down, but he needs to pull his Goliaths back before he loses them. There's actually a shuttle here still. But this is a pretty good engagement here for Incomplete, at least. I mean, he's going to push forward and try and do a little bit of damage to the carriers, but not really going to be able to do too much. You can see just how quickly these Goliaths are going to die, but they've got +2 attack. There's been no carrier upgrades coming in for... Oh, actually, there's +2 attack. I missed that before, but either way, I mean, it's still not looking good for Kingdom. Incomplete has a lot of money banked up. It's just he's running out of gas, and very quickly.
Yeah, gas isn't the only thing he's running out of. He's running out of, well, certainly not minerals, but I mean, what are you going to make with those? Turrets aren't going to kill the Protoss. How many carrier, what's the carrier? This is your job now, Kicks. Update me on the carrier count. I can't double click to see all of them. Can I shift click?
You can control click.
Oh, control click. There we go. Oh my god, I'm the worst observer.
14 carriers.
Jesus Christ. Okay, like, dial it back, my man.
Oh my god. Did you just see that? He did the thing where you attack your own building and he killed it because there's so many carriers.
The carriers have, what's the upgrade count on the carriers? Is
+2.
Oh, actually, okay, so it's +2
on 1 shield. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's a world in which, wait, what's our Wraith count up to right now? Let's see, 1, 2, let's control click this, 6, okay, alright, we got 6 Wraiths and a dream, Kicks.
Yep, there's going to be 8 Wraiths soon, 9 Wraiths actually. I mean, if he can catch them without an observer, then it's fine, but he's already got 4 observers sat on top of these carriers already, 5 in fact. My god.
Okay, that's quite a few. See, that's where you need the Valkyries. You gotta mass kill the observers.
What you need is lockdown. I'm telling you. Lockdown and nuke the carriers. Let's do it.
You know the number of times the sentence "what you need is lockdown" has been said on the planet Earth is now 1?
Every conversation with Boxer, man. He's a advocate of lockdown versus carriers.
Okay, oh my god, he's gonna lose all of his observers. Kicks. Oh my god.
Oh, this is big. He did.
Wait, what? He what? How, like, we're memeing about how he can lose his observers because he's got, like, more than enough of them.
Oh, and here's the cloak raids.
He moved them into the Goliath.
They're killing the carriers so quickly!
Kicks? What? What?
And oh my god. The turrets are doing so much work as well.
What?
Is Incomplete gonna do this?
Get me out of this game. Oh my god.
There's another observer coming in, but if he can scan and snipe it, I mean, he's reset the carrier count. Admittedly, there's still 11.
Oh, no. He's got to scan and snipe that observer. That observer is going to win the game for him. Okay, so he knows there's an observer somewhere, but he's actually just going to run away. I think actually running away until you're absolutely sure of where that observer is is probably the best. Oh, he's gonna go look for it. Where's the snipe? He's not scanning. Ah! Oh, this game brings me immense pain, Kicks.
Another carrier going down though, and I mean this base is still up somehow. I don't know how the turrets have managed to live this long. I don't think there's been any target firing coming in from Incomplete, from Kingdom even. This is just insane. The fact that Incomplete very nearly killed those carriers is just... It's even beyond me. I don't know how he did that, but we had +2 attack on the raids, I believe it was. And I mean, Incomplete, I think, has hit breaking point now. He's run out of gas. Both of his base... Well, actually, he's still got gas at this base, but there's no minerals left. And this is the only mining base left on the map here for Incomplete. Can he make something happen? He's adding on more and more Goliaths.
I'm just in perpetual agony watching the rest. Oh my! I can't believe what I'm watching.
I think the observer's dead again.
No, there's one observer behind the carriers.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm fine. I was looking on the carriers. Like what?
Don't worry, Kicks. The observers are invisible, so it's hard.
Yeah. I'm Terran, so I can't see them.
Yeah. So he's basically out of gas, and I mean he is still mining, but he only has one SCV on the gas geyser at his 4th base. So if he had 3 SCVs on that gas geyser this whole time, he'd be able to make a bunch of raids.
Yep.
But he's only got 1. He can't.
And behind this, Kingdom has taken 2 extra bases as well. He's retaken his Nexus, but Vulture's over here actually doing a really good job keeping away the mining. But he's going to see there's another 4 carriers here waiting for him. And this is paining my poor little Terran heart. I can't watch anymore, Rapid. It's too much.
I feel exactly the same way. Did you ever watch the movie Lawnmower Man, Kicks?
No.
Oh yeah, whoa, he's gonna snipe the observer! No way!
Incomplete, the king of Wraith Micro. Gonna take down yet another carrier. There's no observer coming up here with these. The trouble is, he's not got that much energy on them. Oh my god, another carrier goes down.
Yeah, energy could be his downfall here. He's going to start uncloaking, or decloaking, or whatever you say. But I think actually every carrier here is going to die.
Yeah, very possibly. There's going to be another 3 raids coming in. And there's no observer heading up here. The 4 other carriers are going over to the right-hand side of the map. But this is a lot of dead carriers.
Yeah, but I think he is actually going to run out of Wraith energy. And I think that's going to be a very anticlimactic end to this. There's a very famous StarCraft 2 game between Boxer, or not Boxer, Fantasy. I think it was Fantasy and Scarlet, where he's trying to kill her last building, but he runs out of cloak on his badge.
Oh yeah,
kind of the same exact thing. Yeah. But he's about to run out of cloak on all of his raids, but it's just in time to kill every single carrier.
It is, but there's still 4 more down here in the right-hand side of the map. There's more carriers being produced, but can he make something happen? There's a good number of turrets here. The carrier's pulling back, but the raid's completely out of energy now. This is where he needs lockdown, but unfortunately, he's not going to be able to rebuild these turrets, I don't think. He's going to try, but he needs more raids. One of his starports did go down. It's just a shame he didn't have more gas earlier.
Yeah, I mean, there's a world in which, like, so StarCraft 2 has auto repair. So if you could auto repair all of your raids, maybe because there's just too many interceptors.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way to do this.
There
it's
is 2
+3 on
raids
interceptors.
though.
Yeah, but it's only 2. Like it would take them like 10 minutes to kill 4 carriers.
I mean, they're doing a pretty good job so far. All the interceptors actually going down 2 turrets
but he's
here.
sitting them on top of these turrets. Yeah. What? He's like the whole point of carriers is that they can stay outside turret range. So yeah, he's actually going to lose every carrier to these raids.
I think it's mainly because he's thinking, I'm so far ahead now, there's absolutely no way he can win. But
that's like the top 10 worst thoughts to think as you're playing Brood War.
Yeah, anything could happen. Oh, a big mine actually going down on the... What the heck happened there?
What? What?
The mine... Wow, I don't even know.
What have I watched?
Apparently mines don't do any damage anymore.
To continue with my Lawnmower Man analogy, this is like when they strap Job into the chair for the first time and turn it on. Like that's how painful this is to watch. I don't even. Wait, what? Oh my God.
It was a building cannon, but Wraiths killed it. I don't think I've ever seen that before. How
did a Wraith kill a building? Like, ever? There's they're gonna try to focus down these Oh, he's just building mass cannons here to try to deal with the rays.
Oh my god.
Okay.
There's 5 observers here now, though. He doesn't want to make the same mistake twice, but we saw the Incomplete manage to kill 5 observers before. He needs to pull away, though. He needs to pull away with these raids before it's too late.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Okay, so he does realize that he's gonna lose 1 wraith, but he pulls back at the last possible second. Oh my goodness. Yeah, at this point, I'm just kind of wondering why Kingdom doesn't just build like 25 gateways and just like move across the map, because like
he's got no money.
Oh yeah. Wait, what?
He's actually.
Oh my god.
He's running out of money because his bases are mined now, and the extra bases.
Oh yeah, it turns out that building like 85 carriers is actually like pretty.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's gonna try to target that. Oh my god, he's gonna.
Oh, he ran out of scab.
Well, he also lost all of his raids. He couldn't kill all of
yeah.
the overseers or the interceptors or observers. Wow, why can't I remember the name of those units? Wow, so that's the end of the game kicks. STPL is back, ladies and gentlemen.
It is
the only place you can see games like this.
Oh man, I love the STPL. There's so many good games like this that happen all the time. Like I can't even begin to explain just how happy that game made me feel. I thought it was over, and then Incomplete pulls off like the miracle, kills all the observers, kills all of the carriers, and somehow gets another base, keeps the hope alive for a little bit longer. But unfortunately it wasn't enough in the end. Kingdom does take it down, but that does take us to 1-1 in the series. And I am just going to have to take a quick break, so we'll be back when we get back from here. I just need to make a quick phone call, so see you guys very soon.